big old crooked ideas. Look, I don't know what you think this is, but this is what they do. They fuck with people.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This was the plan all along. He ran the fuck off.
This isn't square.
Ain't you been listening? This ain't some big mystery. These boys can't do but one thing, and they already gone and done it. They're just gone. You all right, Sheriff?
Manny, please leave a message.
I know.
Hey Tony, I wonder why you're not showing up. Oh, there you are. Showed up on top there and on the bottom over there. That's weird. That is really weird. I didn't even start Zoom yet, so that looks like that's about enough of that. Let's go to here and see how long the delay is. Oh good, no delay. That's awesome. So now that I got that running, let me go. Man, I got a lot of stuff opened over here. I'm going to start Zoom. We know that's probably going to happen. Copy the link and close that. And I'll just go ahead and figure out what I'm going to do here real quick. Bear with me a second. I was debating on whether I was going to go live or not, believe it or not, and I decided I was going to actually, so here I am. I know, it's a big shock. I thought Kerry was going to be on tonight. I was looking for him earlier. I didn't see him anywhere. I really got to set this up somehow so it's much easier to do what I'm doing. That is clearly got to change. Alright, that ought to work. Uh-oh. Oh. Tighter than I thought. I just typed the word Zoom in for an address. So 4, 3, 2, yeah, about 5 seconds. Man, that looks terrible. That's out of focus and everything. Look and see if I can fix that. Not to mention it's awfully huge. Been a long day. Good news was I don't have a torn rotator cuff, but my bursa sac. Oh, you know what? I should figure out how to share the picture. I took some pictures of the MRI while I was waiting on the doctor. They had it running on a monitor beside me, so I thought, running. I got a camera on my shoulder, so I took some pictures of it. It's pretty cool. I just don't know how I can. Oh yeah, wait. Am I able to do that? This will be interesting. I think we did this before. I think. Yeah, I think this will work. This just might work pretty good. Now, can I make this full screen? Hi, Alex.
I
I'm trying to figure out if I can make this picture full screen or my phone full screen. It doesn't look like I can, but let's see.
If you go into an app, you can turn your phone sideways and it will make it full screen, but when you're on the home screen, it doesn't.
Okay, there we go. Let's see if that changes. Yeah, my phone's messed up. Anyway, this is the MRI of my shoulder right here. I was concerned about this area right in here because it looks like this is all bone. This is the rotator, and then he explained it all to me. But this little thing right, let me get this out of the way here. That little thing right there. That little bitty thing right there is what's causing the problems. So he gave me a shot and he said this should take care of it. We're going to give it about 3 to 4 months. He said if nothing else for 3 to 4 months I'm not going to have any pain or problems. Obviously I'm not going to go out and pole vault anytime soon to test it out. But nonetheless, it was good news that I don't, like he said, he goes, you don't need surgery. I'm like, well, that's cool. I was kind of concerned about that going into this. Now, can I move this over here? Looks like, yeah, I can, but I can't. Hey, Robert. I cannot expand it while I'm sharing my screen. So, it was good. This was just a static picture of it, and then he came in here and clicked on all these, and it was the actual motion of the MRI. And then he went back after he looked at all of them. He goes, yep, I know what the problem is. And he did say something about my bicep, where it ties in here. And I'm like, lost me, buddy. I understood some of it, but a lot of it I was kind of confused. And then he said, right there, this is your problem right here. And then when he gave me the shot, the needle was about this long. And I don't like needles to begin with, so I'm like, this is not going to go well. And then he cleaned up my shoulder, and I thought he'd give me the shot. And he walks away, and I'm like, you give me that shot already? He goes, oh, no. I gotta numb the shoulder. And now I'm thinking, well, he's going to take an entire damn needle, and he's going to stick it in my arm, and this is not going to go well. But actually, it wasn't too bad. Then we had to drive 60-some miles to Terre Haute, go grocery shopping and Walmart shopping. We went to Walmart to get like 2 things. We ended up buying 2 huge Christmas ornaments for the front yard. We try to buy 1 a year, but this year we ended up getting 2. So it was a long afternoon, but it was good. It was really good news. So, and I can actually, that don't bother, I can feel it a little bit. Last night I couldn't do this. Seriously, I feel it just a tad bit right here, but, that's cool. I haven't been able to move my arm like that for at least a month without pain. I could always move it like that, obviously, but it hurt like I'll get out. So, don't go back to the doctor now, I don't think, till April. I think it's when it is. I can throw this card away. And we'll check the 2 remaining appointments. Yeah, April 8th and April 7th. I guess that would be April 7th and April 8th. So has everybody got good Thanksgiving plans going on for Thursday?
We're going to my grandma's house, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be sitting right here. Lorna's got to work, and I'm going to enjoy Thanksgiving probably on a live stream. No, I don't know yet. I really don't. We got the grandkids' Christmas list from the daughter-in-law today. Man, I don't know what she's thinking we got, but Those kids are going to get, if they get as much as she thinks they're going to get quite a bit. Robert, do you have to work Thanksgiving? Just flashed a little hand there. 3 shots, antibiotics.
He says he only gets Thursday night off in the chat.
Only Thursday night. Well, that's better than having to work, I guess. So, Robert, you at one time said you had to give yourself, I believe, if I understood correctly, 2 shots, 1 on each side. Now you're down to 1.
That's what he says in the chat. I went to doc this morning, got 3 shots and antibiotics. Now giving myself my own shot for testosterone and B12. Got a big bag of needles.
Yeah, my mom might have to take B12 shots. She hasn't said anymore. I don't know if they're going to try to do it with diet first or what. We'll see. I did buy a big old bottle of potassium at Walmart because I had the worst night last night with my legs. Both of my calves cramped at the same time, pretty much every 15 or 20 minutes. And then this morning, okay, so this is how bad it went. This morning, both of them cramped. I'm going to try to get out of bed, and without thinking, I took my right arm and I grabbed the edge of the bed to pull myself up. Well, that was stupid because I hadn't had the shot yet, and I fall back into bed. Now I'm literally screaming at the top of my lungs. Lorna comes running in. She says, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" So in very salty sailor language, I told her that I was having 2 cramps on my calves, plus I just had messed up my shoulder, and I wasn't having the very best of mornings. So bless her heart, she's like, "Well, we'll get you up and walking, and you know your legs are horrible when you stand up with cramps. You go to take a step and you go plop back onto the bed." So one of these days I'm going to take this stuff seriously. Just, I don't know about this old age stuff. It is what it is, though. And then I wore my vet hat today, and in Kroger I had about 5 people come up, say something to me, and I don't like doing it, but I rode the little motorized cart because my legs were bothering me. And I had one lady come up to me and she says, "You want to be careful out there. These people don't pay no attention. They'll get in your way." And I had to laugh because I kind of experienced that last time I was on it. I said, "Oh, I will, ma'am. Thank you very much." And she says, "No, Robert. No need to send me needles whatsoever. No. Keep them. My gift to you." And she said, "Thank you for your service." I said, "Thank you. I appreciate that." So we went on. There was probably about 4, maybe 5 more people at Kroger that did that. And then when we were at Walmart, some dude from Vietnam, he was in the Air Force, he come up and stuck his hand out and he goes, "Thank you for your service, young man." I said, "Well, thank you for your service and glad to see you survived the Vietnam War." And he just kind of giggled. He said, "I never went. I'm a vet from Vietnam, but I never went." And we talked a good 25 minutes. Didn't know this guy no more than I know the guys 3 houses down. And while we were standing there talking, this guy comes up in a motorized chair, and he's got a jar head, a Marine Corps hat. They're called jar heads. And he goes, "Brothers, thank you for your service." And then we both shook his hand. And then that guy, we would have talked a good hour. But here comes Lauren. I said, "I'd really like to stay here and talk with you, but I've got to go because here comes my boss." So, is that an L? Oh, an H. Okay. I see you can do that about as good as I can do that.
I was just showing you that you can connect to your iPad. I connect to my iPad and connect to your iPad or phone.
You did that from your iPad. Oh yeah, I see I see that. You're down. Okay.
If I connect to on my iPad and on the computer at the same time, I can use the iPad to draw on the whiteboard.
And then by the same token, could you not share whatever's on your iPad at the same time? Like pictures or videos? Okay.
Not at the same time, but I could share what's on the iPad and then switch between the whiteboard or whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. So Tony, I have a question for you. Did you go over to Carrie's chat last night? I noticed that I went to bed about 4:30 this morning after I logged off. The NVIDIA Shield decided it wasn't going to work at all, so there's a way of contacting them via text. So I sent them a text. I said, I don't know what's going on, but nothing works. And they were like, they looked at it. He said, yeah, we see issues. And he said, we're going to try this. We're going to give you a service to test out and see what you like. And that took some time. I mean, you guys know me, Mr. Technicality here, Mr. Technical. So I got it hooked up and going, and it was working, minus the guide. There was no guide. And I said I could live with that for now, but I would like the guide to be working later on. That all ended about 4:35 in the morning. And I just went in and looked at the computer, and Carrie was still going relatively strong for, what would that be, 12:30 at night his time? No, 4:30 here would be 2:30 his time.
I noticed that.
So
He was before. I went back and looked at the thumbnail of his video from last night, and it said he was on for like 4 hours and 30 minutes or something.
something like that, yeah. No, I was beat. If the NVIDIA Shield had not have messed up, I would not have stayed up that late. I was well on my way to bed, and then that messed up. And it's always seemed, last night it was everything, but usually it's just one or two stations. And obviously, oddly enough, they're the local stations here 70 miles away from us, one of which I really like to watch. But I did get to see Indiana play today for the first half on it with no issues. And she's in there watching something on it right now, so it's back in work. But anyway, he gave me this new thing. It's got like 12,800 some odd channels, and I said, okay, what is this going to cost me? You know, because obviously they're not just going to give it to me. He says, no, not going to cost you a dime. He goes, you have it for the next year free. He says, in fact, we're not even going to shut off your other service. You can from time to time check that and see if it's working. So I thought that was pretty good. You know, thought that was about a good, honest way to handle a customer who has issues. So we'll see. I haven't checked the guide yet. I still don't know if it works or not. But then I can always grab my tablet and check, you know, what's on. I mean, I know my television schedule by heart. Monday night is NCIS Hawaii. Tuesday night's the three FBIs, FBI International, and FBI Most Wanted. Wednesday night is Survivor, Bull. Thursday night is Young Sheldon and CSI Vegas that just came on. And Friday night is SWAT. No problem, Jeff. No problem. I just sent the invitations out. Saturday and Sunday, I don't hardly watch much normal TV. I do try to catch some sports every now and then, but that's it. Now Lorna watches some things on Lifetime and WeTV and Oxygen, so she kind of needs to know what's going on. Oh, and Hallmark, you know, got to have that. So, Alex, have you heard anything from the job front?
I just applied for one today. Went through all of their little assessment things, and then I got an automated email telling me to schedule an interview or whatever. And I went on their page to schedule an interview to look at their calendar, and guess what? There's no interview openings.
Even though you got the automated email to tell you to schedule the appointment.
Right.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I know we were shopping, and I got a message. It was from the hospital. They wanted me to evaluate what I thought of the services today. I thought, it's too new for me to tell you. Because if I evaluate it, I'm not going to evaluate the nurses and the medical assistants that help you out. I'm going to evaluate the effects of this shot and whether or not I can use my arm or not. I look at things very odd in that respect. But now, I just told Lorna, now the left side of my neck's starting to bother me again. In fact, tonight we're driving home and I heard this loud pop. I didn't move my neck or anything, but I heard a loud pop, and I'm like, that can't be good. So I hope to make it till April. We will see. I'm gonna check something here real quick. Somebody start counting when I say go. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, about
7.
5. About 5. I was just seeing how quick the end screen would come up. And it come up at year 5, so that's good. I was going to play around in Davinci. I want to take, well, I'll just, not done, I'll just do it. You all right in there? Be right back. You all right? Babe. You all right? All right. Well, I notice there's no noise. Okay. I get concerned when I don't hear anything. I think this is it right here. Yep, this is it. So let's see if that takes the place. Yep, it does. So I was gonna actually play around with this in here, and I reached out to someone on another project that I'm working on, and they said I could duplicate my fusion compositions and it would, in a sense, be running over and over and over and over again. I don't know that if I understand that or if that's actually true, but what I wanted to do tonight, I wanted to come in here and I want to go to the shape and then go to the transform, and then before I do anything I'm going to take a picture of my settings. It's my way of writing things down, and now I'm going to go in here and play. So I'm going to go to the XYZ. I'm not going to change the settings just yet. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to hit play, and that's terrible. That's hard to see actually. So can I see it any better in here? Okay, when I change the order to XYZ, it spins like that. So now what I want to do is I want to change the order to XZY, and not change any of the numbers, but just to see. Oh, I kind of like that. Well, no, I don't. I kind of thought I did, but I kind of don't. You know what? Let's change this real quick. That's too many letters to mess with. What the heck? I'm struggling with the computer tonight. Let's go with just Ken. Be easier to deal with. So now if we go back over here, yeah, I like it when it's at the angle, but when it's straight on like that, it's just too busy. So I'm going to go back over to the transform. I'm going to go, we know what YXY is like, this one, because that's the one we did. I'm going to change it to YZX, which is this one, and that looks to be, okay, that one might be alright. That one might actually be alright. So I'm going to render that real quick. I know, you guys are amazed. You're like, what is he doing? Render? What is that? Is that some new thing we don't know about? BH Ringer, Carrie has a stream scheduled start at the top of the hour. Installing, oh, that could be interesting to watch. So like in about 4 minutes. Well, that might be a conflict. Did that finish? Anyone pay attention to that as I was reading? Untitled. Okay, not bad. It's still kind of busy. I may have to go in and adjust the names a little bit. They look like they're not properly aligned. Okay, so let's go check that out. See where I left this. Oh no, I left it there. Go to Carrie, open in a new link. Go to oh, here we go. Live installing and configuring a Synology NAS. Yep. 13 people are waiting. 9 o'clock, so I got about 3 minutes. Thank you, B.H. Ringer. I would say we could come back after Carrie, but that'll be in 4 to 5 to 6 hours, so I don't think that's going to work. Where did Zoom go? Right there.
Watch Carrie later. You're more interesting.
I appreciate that, but I would venture to say he's going to get a lot more people watching him than are going to watch me. Oh, I got to check something, by the way. I'm going to go over back to here. I want to go into here. I want to go to YouTube. Come on. And then I want to go to my channel. Yep, back up to 65 subscribers. Good. It had dropped down to 63, and now it's back to 65, or back up to 65. I got a message on my phone today saying someone had subscribed to my channel, and I wanted to check it out and see. That's cool. Looks like somebody put something else in chat, or is that an old one? What am I going to do when I get old? Yeah, really. I don't know. I think old to me would be in my 80s. And I really hope to see 80. If I make it to 80, I'll get to see my grandchildren graduate high school, and that's kind of a goal I have. All the Stout men in my family die in their mid-60s, and I'm 62. But I'm not doing some of the odd, silly things they did that contributed to their deaths. I'm watching what I eat. I take my medicine. One of these days, when my legs cooperate, I'm going to actually try to get out and do some walking on a daily basis, or swimming, or something, and that can't hurt, or at least I don't think it can hurt. There he is. He's joining us to say, I'm having a live stream. You've got to end this stream, bucko. Carrie, how are you tonight? Cat's got his tongue. Or maybe I turned my volume down. Alex, say something.
Hello.
Okay, not that. He muted his volume, or he muted his mic. So, I'm going to go back over.
Maybe he's somebody else pretending.
It's Blackwatch. We all know who it is. I mean, I know who it is. If it was truly, honestly, Carrie, man, that would be such an honor. Okay, so now let's go see what we tried. ZX. Let's try ZXY. See what that does. Well, that's just the opposite of the other one. And then lastly, let's try ZYX. Okay, I don't like that. I'm gonna tap. I'm gonna think of how I want to say what I want to say. I'm going to task you guys to help me figure this out. And what I want to do is, I think I want this to spin on the x-axis. So I'm going to go back to XYZ, and I'm going to move it, and it's still spinning on the z-axis actually. Or it's actually still spinning on the y-axis. Because if you'll notice over here, if you'll keep your eye on this number right here, 107.
You changed his name to BW.
Did he? So now Carrie's imitating BW. So if you watch this number right here, when I move this and it rotates that, this number is changing. Now it's 181. Now it's 1986. So what I'm going to have to do is, I want it to spin on the x-axis. So I've got to go into this one. Can I right click and remove the path on that? I cannot. I can remove the keys though, I think. I believe I can remove the keys. Because what I need to do, I'm either going to have to do this all over again, which is okay, or I'm going to have to figure out how to delete the key. So I'm going to go to the x-axis. Yep, that's the one I want. Uh-oh. We need to get a commentator in here. Can explain what I'm trying to do as I'm trying to do this. I want it to spin. Are you watching, BW? Alright, let's do this. Like that. Make that 0. Make that 0. Now let's see what it does. Okay, that's what I want it to do, sort of, kinda, except I don't want it on. Alright, let's get rid of that right there. Remove the key. And then if we rotate this, it's just going to sit right there. And then there should be another key in here somewhere. I'm not seeing it. And then I want to go X, Y, Z. I want to set the X to 90, I think. No. I want to set the X to... If I put the X on 90, Alex, are you sure you want to keep what you said about I'm more interesting than Carrie? Oops. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? I got rid of that. Because backspace does that. Alright, so I want this to be...
Well, we know it's VW now for sure because it's sharing his desktop.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go see what that's all about. Yeah. Oh, he popped chat out too. Okay. Good. Cool. Now, can you expand that, Blackwatch? Could you make that bigger? I mean, I know it's expanded, therefore it's slightly a little bit bigger. Are you able to make that? Yeah, that's not really, that's not the text and all that. Can you expand that? Guessing not. Well, maybe so. Just looking at some settings here. Oh, you can go down there to the zoom, all the way to the bottom. No, up, right there. Click on that. Oh, there you go. Sure you can. All right, so I may have to pop chat out and just use that over there, and then expand it a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. I did not know you could do that. Thank you. So I'm gonna go
That's
back
what
over.
I always do. Just keep the chat popped out.
Now I got to figure out how to get back to. There we go. Maybe. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, so do I don't want that at 90, or do I? I want that at, I want the text at 0. But I got to change it over here because it's actually 90 degrees here. And I don't want it 90 degrees here. So everybody put your thinking caps on and let's remember how I did that. Don't everybody speak at once. Gonna test it's in a rotation. No, I guess it's not in. I would have thought it would have been in a rotation, honestly. Where's that at? That's crazy. Transform. Yeah, characters is correct. Is it in layout? Oh, it might be in layout. Okay. My gray matter's starting to maybe try to work a little bit. So now we're going to make it just like that. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm going to come back over to the shape node. And I can't live with that because that's not going to work. Especially if I go back over here. That's not going to work because... Why is that not going to work? Because the name is... Wow, it says Stout now? How? The magic of... I didn't change it, but it changed itself. That's pretty cool. Oh, I see what it did. It changed the media. Go back over here. I want to work with this one. I want this one. And I want to... You know what I want to do? Anybody? Anybody care to take a guess what I'm getting ready to do?
Put your last name. Try to figure out how to fix your last name.
Nah, that's too simple. Watch this. Is that not? That's not a That's not a 3D duplicate. No, that's just a duplicate. So if I connect this over here, if I connect this to the shape right there, that should have changed it, but it's not because I'm not using it. Oh, wait a minute. I connect that. I can't because that's not what I want. I don't want a 3D. I want a regular old, plain old, good to go, very boring duplicate node. And then if I connect that to there we go. Now if I move this, okay, now if I come back to here, and I go into the y-axis, change that to 90. Oops. Really? I changed that to that? Does that look to be on an angle or is it just me? Okay, so that's not what I want. I know the effect I'm looking for, and it might take me a minute to figure this out. I want this name to not do that. Yeah, I want it to go left to right like it's going. So I'm going to go into the duplicate node. And I'm going to try to remember how I duplicated that. There we go. Do I want to duplicate it down like that? Okay, Control Z to get out of that. Control Z to get out of that. I'm going to go back to the duplicate node, and I want to do it 1. Okay, so that's the duplication right there. To get the number of copies, let's just say I want 5 copies. That's going to be overkill, but I'm going to do it. And I should have 5 total copies in here. So 5 is too many. Let's go with 4. That's too many too. Let's go with 3. There we go. But it looks to be a little bit. That looks to be a little bit. Okay, that looks okay. The end looks to be a little funny to me. So that's that. I'm good with that. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to hit Shift Space. I still want the duplicate node. I'm going to do it from here. I'm going to re-add it. Now I'm going to change this to 3. And I'm going to grab it and I'm going to go upward of 3. Now here's where the issue lies, in that if you don't do this right, this is going to go off the screen. So you literally have to watch. So I don't need 3. See how, if you look again right there, there's a little partial bottom of the K, bottom of the E, bottom of the N. So 3's too many. I don't need 3 on this one. I only need 2. And this is just me messing around right now. When I get serious about this, I will actually go in there and figure out exactly what I want to do. Okay, so that looks pretty close. Here we go. And then I want to go to the shape, and I want to move it like this. No, I do not. So I want to put that back to where it was at. I want to move it like that. That's what I want to do right there. I want it to rotate like that. But now I've got to go remember how to make it appear on the back side, because now it's not appearing on the back. I got a huge gap between the front and the back. And I'm not smart enough to put something in there like I would like to. So I'm going to put that back to 0 for right now. Really? Put that back to 0. Interesting. Back to where you once belonged. Back to where you once belonged. I'm working on getting back to where I once belonged. Why do you think I'm working in Davinci Resolve? Has anybody tuned over into Carry yet and see what's going on there?
No.
Back to Davinci I go. So I want to bring this back down to here. So this is what I want. I wonder, can I add a background to this? Nope, I cannot. Where do I put the background at? I get confused on these backgrounds. I think I have to have it merged in. Because if I can put a background in, I'm going to actually put this in the back. If I put that in there, that's not going to do what I want it to do. So if I go here, shift there, merge.
How come BH isn't in here?
I don't know. I sent the invitation out to both of you guys. He's probably watching Carrie, because he did mention he mentioned in the chat, he said Kerry has a stream scheduled to stop at the top of the hour installing it.
Programming an ass, yeah.
Yeah. So he's probably over there.
Well, we all have one of them, don't we?
A NAS, yeah, I went and picked mine up today, as a matter of fact.
I keep mine in my glove box.
Yeah, thought about that. This ain't working like I want. Anyway, if I could put this behind this is what I want to do. Where do I put this at to do that? Obviously not over the shape. Obviously not there. Can I merge it there? No. Alright, Alex, what am I doing wrong? That's not going to work. Alright, let's figure this
I
out.
have no idea. I've no idea. I don't do video editing.
So if I put this into here, that's not going to work. I was actually thinking that picture would take the place of this. Oh, doggone it! You guys aren't catching this for me. You know why it wasn't working? I think it probably was working, but it was showing this media out right here instead of this because I went over to the doggone stupid. Alright, so let me play this and see what this looks like. Alright, let's go to the shape node. Let's grab the y-axis. Well, there's his merry-go-round. I would have to space pictures to do that if I turn this. Alright, so actually watch this. I'm going to put this back to 0, maybe. Don't know if this is going to work or not. Okay, that's cool. That doesn't look to be 0. Oh, because the Z is not 0. Or for our friends to the north, the Z is not 0. Let's change this shape and let's make it a let's make it a square, a cube. Let's make it a cube. Oh, it's not going to do what I want it to do. Let's make it a bigger cube. That's a cube. That's what I want. Let's go with... What's the difference between a plane? No, I'm not going to ask that because I'll get an answer I don't want. What is a torus? Oh, that's a donut. Okay. Now, change this. Change that. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think it's possible to take that shape and put a picture in there instead of having it like this, have it between the donut and rotate around the donut? Don't everybody answer at once.
Crickets.
Crickets, that's right. Either that or I'm going to get Rodney Dangerfield. So, tough crowd, tough crowd. That would be good if I could put a picture in there and limit it to the space and rotate in there. That would be so cool. Oh, let's go back to here. Cone's not going to work. What's an icon? Oh, man, look at that. Oh, don't like that. Alright, cone's going to be ugly. Although, we go into cone, we go back to the transform, and we play with this. Nope, that's not the one I want. I want that. I want not, inside? Nope. And again, if I could spin it spin the picture on the cone. Now somehow I've been putting set keys in here, and I don't even know how, because it's doing it on its own. And I read somewhere a couple days ago where the new Davinci is actually set to do that. So I'm going to put that back to my original spear. Go into the transform. Now if I spin this, okay, so here's an idea that I've got just for myself. I'd like to use this cube, and instead of having the same picture on all faces, I want to change the face. I want to change the cube, the face of the cube.
You want to have one picture on, different picture on every side.
Right. So, for example, here, for example, I want to bring this picture, which I probably already have in here somewhere. I want to bring that picture down, and I want it to go on the back side of one of these. Yeah, that's gonna take a lot of research on my part to figure that out. I'm sure that it can be done, but I don't, right now off the top of my head, I can't figure out how to do it. It may have to be done with a million different nodes. So let's go back and see if we can put this back in here. So if we put this back, now it's a cube. Now can we put this in there as well? No, we cannot. It should be able to go right there. What if we put it on that? Oh, that let me do it, but it's not doing anything, so I don't want to do that. See if I can put it on this one. Not let me do that either. If I disconnect that, put this into the shape node, then it works. Okay, I'll show you guys something. I gotta remember how I done this.
Not everybody's over there.
With Carrie?
Yeah, this is going to be a boring one.
Of
course, everybody trumps up, oh, I've been thinking of getting an ass.
Of course.
Or powerful unit with something with more
I've
RAM
been
and more.
thinking of getting that striped pony that you have.
I see Jim is there.
Yeah, well, you know.
Rick Lakes is there.
Yeah, Rick just gave $20 or something.
Who's this Blackwatch guy that's over there? Oh, no, that's not you.
That's not me.
I know, I'm picking on you.
No.
Just giving you a hard time.
Like Doug says, I always know where I am. I thought you were out getting fitted for your new blue jeans. I took something and laid down.
No, just a long day at the doctor, and then, hey, great guy, hello, I didn't see you come in. I came in about 5 minutes ago. Welcome to the Scream. How you doing? Good to see you again. If you'd like to join us in Zoom, let me know. Shoot me an email, kstout2016@gmail.com, and I'll give you the link, and you can be more than welcome to join us in the Zoom session we've got going on.
Well, I've been trying to come up with names for a website for you if you want. Any ideas?
Insanity. How's that one for a start? No, not
No,
insanity.
because it's probably already taken.
You're probably right. Actually, no, I don't have any ideas on that yet. Although the one vet I talked to, he suggested what I had already considered doing. He said I ought to go down to the local VFW and pass out flyers that say vet to vet, here's how to do it, and see what happens. And I had already considered that.
Well, you missed that. The last part was for somebody. He said you go down to the local thing and pass out. Then he said somebody else hand out flyers.
Yeah,
To figure out how to set you up.
kids
You have to
passing
set
out at the
you up.
local VFW. Yeah, exactly. Do what, Alex?
You need to figure out how to set you a personal, private passport like what Doug has got. And so then you can put that info on pamphlets or posters or whatever.
Right.
Take them down there and then
Right,
they know how
and
to.
it's secured, sure. Greg
Good
Guy,
old
no
dude.
worry, don't have a camera. Do you have a microphone? Because if you got a microphone, you don't need a camera. We have a lot of people that don't. Hey, there's Jeff. How was dinner?
Pretty good. I made some homemade soup tonight, so
Oh, that sounds good. I had hamburgers, onions, tomatoes, no bread, and cheese.
Sure,
I got about a week's worth of leftovers in the fridge from our Thanksgiving get together Saturday.
I'm sure I missed something you already said. Did you go to the VA today?
No, I ran into a vet in Kroger and was talking to him. And I mean, you guys know me. I talk about my channel. I talk about streaming. Well, now I'm talking about vet to vet when I'm talking to a vet. And he suggested that I go to the local VA and pass out flyers in the local in the local VFW. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I had thought about doing that actually, but I was just hesitant because I don't really have anything prepared yet to do that with.
Well, you can go to the VFW. I can go to the American Legion. I can't go to the VFW since I was never overseas.
Right. And
But
the
that's
American
okay.
Legion is just the American Legion, right? And VFW is Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Right.
Right. Okay.
I mean, any vet can sign up with the American Legion, and I have gone to them in the past.
I just wonder if they've relaxed those rules a little bit. I know.
Well, I don't think so, but I understand the rules. I mean, and actually, I kind of agree with it. I mean, there's more camaraderie among people that have been overseas together,
Oh, sure. Without a doubt.
and I appreciate that.
Gary
and
says,
like-
hey, Ken, not to interrupt you, Jeff. Gary's saying, hey, Ken, how do I log in Zoom? Well, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but if Gary doesn't know how to log into Zoom by now, there's no hope. Solving that problem for you right now, Gary. I thought I had sent you the link. Apparently I did not. It's on its way. Yep, that is it. There you go. Good. I am going to set something up. I'll let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. Let me get this back to... Well, that'll be interesting to see what that didn't resolve. I'll go check that out in a minute. I'm actually setting up a remote training session for me with someone that is advanced on Davinci Resolve. And what I would like to do before I do that is I would like to get with you guys and see if there's anything you would like him to try to teach me and or show me how to do. And it won't be this week, obviously Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be gone Saturday and whatever. And that would be the other thing, is we would need to determine a day which is good for everybody. Another one of my crazy ideas, I sent an email out and I said, what are the possibilities, or have you ever considered, or have you ever done a remote training session with someone. I just got the email back, and he said, no, I have not, but I'd be more than glad to do it, but I can't do it this week because of, Thanksgiving and whatnot. So it's in the works. It is in the works. And I have no qualms of having someone help me out whatsoever. The more someone can show me or help me, just like with Alex and some of the things he sees and some of the things that Wintermute saw the other day when he was watching, it's great. It really is great. I don't know how long Jeff's been here, but let's see. It don't look like it did too much of anything. It still looks pretty static. Oh, there it goes. Whoa, mercy.
Jeff's been here about 74 years, haven't you, Jeff?
Yeah, I started my YouTube
Not
channel.
here, but
I started this about 68 years ago. So when did YouTube?
Okay, there. Now that's kind of going around.
Yeah, I've got some.
Sort of like Gary was asking for in a way.
Well, that's. So we'll go back to here.
We need YouTube what?
When did YouTube start allowing streaming? What year?
I have not a clue. I don't even know when YouTube came along, although
It was about April of 2005.
I had a YouTube account before I had a regular account on Google.
Around 2002. Didn't they buy it from the three kids in 2001?
I have no idea. That's why I said I started my YouTube channel 38 years ago. Gary, I sent you the link. Let me know if you got the link in your email. If not, I'll resend it. I'm pretty sure I'm sending it to Gary.
Doug's doing a thing with Gary on email, so he might be a while.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, there's this chat going on. Was about to ask about Jeff and Gary. Okay, and then he put a link in here. Is this good to bring up on the YouTube stream, Robert? I smell coffee. Ah, it smells good. Hopefully I can do this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, I knew I wasn't the first, and I probably won't be the last. Thank you. I will check that out on my Facebook page. Military dog treated by Army docs receives top UK honors for performance under fire. The dog or the docs? No, I know. Don't take my head off.
You know what somebody just asked in Kerry?
Hard to say.
Does a NAS have to be plugged in? No.
You saw me ask that, did you? I didn't. I thought I hid my name quite well, but I guess not.
Two D-cell batteries.
Is BH Ringer in there? Have you seen?
No, I tried to tag him. He's not there. Which doesn't mean anything.
YouTube had its first live stream in November 2008, and it opened live stream up to a channel with 1,000 subscribers in May of 2013.
So in 2008, you didn't have to have 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. They did that in 2013. Okay, that's cool. Gary, you're starting to worry me. I was only joking about it. If you didn't know by now, we weren't going to teach you. That was just a little bit of ribbing, a little bit of friendly poking. So yeah, even though I've got it done for Gary and it is done, I still want to figure out different ways to do it. And not so much for Gary, but for me. Now this is actually, that did it on its own. I was working over here in Fusion, and I was playing around with the picture, and I was playing around in here, and I was changing some things, and it put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because there is one over here, of what is called a set key, which is when you play this. Okay, now here again, I'm going to see if anyone's been paying attention to the class today.
I didn't know we were going to have a quiz.
Oh, there's no quiz. There's one of them pop quizzes, where you walk in and the teacher goes, all right, close your books. So, someone should be telling me why we're not seeing the clown move, but we're seeing the other thing move. Anyone? Bueller. Alright, I'll tell you guys. So, every time you go over here to the edit page, you're going to see what you're currently working on, which is here. But then when you go back into Fusion, it automatically defaults back to, if you have two of these in here, it defaults to the other one. So if I change this to that, then we're good. And I don't know why. Maybe that'll be a question I ask when I do the remote thing. So if I hit play.
Now I see two, for lack of a better word, horizontal streams down in the working section of
Actually, there's
screen.
There's four.
And they aren't. Okay, but okay, I see.
You got one right.
I see.
Here, I'll start the magnifier.
I see two on top and.
Right, you got this one. And you got this
one in the bottom.
You got this long one right here. Mm-hmm. And you got a duplicate of the long one right there, and then you got a partial one right here.
Okay, but if they aren't connected, then only one of them could play at a time, I guess.
Right, and the thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can connect them or not. And I thought by doing it with the background, so I think I can actually disconnect this background. Yeah, and that's not going to have any bearing on this whatsoever. This is still going to spin and play and do everything it's supposed to do. And here goes the spin. So this background is useless. I don't need it. So I'm going to get rid of it. I don't need it. It's not having any effect on what I'm doing whatsoever. Now until I shut this off, that's going to go and go and go because I have the loop right here clicked.
That wouldn't be exactly what he asked for, but you know where you've got the three clowns rotating on the right like that?
Uh-huh.
If you had Gary's two girls and the words in between them as one screen of that and repeated it twice or whatever you did with the clown there, would that rotate like that? And that would be sort of a merry-go-round effect.
Yeah, actually, I didn't put it in that context, but I said the exact same thing that you just did, that I would like to be able to put a picture here, a picture there, and a picture there. And in a sense, there's the first granddaughter, there's the text, there's the second granddaughter. The question then becomes, what do you put here? More text? And that way you got picture text, picture text, picture text. The other thing I want to figure out how to do is expand or make this cube bigger. Greg Guy says, YouTube launched February 2005. Greg, if you'd like to join us, or did we already discuss it? Yeah, we discussed it. Never mind. You don't have a camera. I do remember things when I go back and read things. But yeah, Jeff, good point. I mean, that would be, again, when I set this up, maybe I'll ask him, can this be done? He does fantastic work.
Now, I've got another dumb question, and this may not be possible, but I think I asked this when you were showing us your quote, screensaver, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Once you get something working like that, is there a way to set this up and then at the time you run it, read in the name of the picture that you want to show?
Read in or change the picture?
Read in, so it's not in the...
Like temporarily added to run in the show, but it's not there?
Well, I mean, does this have like a... Well, I'm thinking in terms of a language, like BASIC or C or Fortran or something like that.
Right.
Where one can read in data.
Right.
Is there a way with this you can read in the name of the photo that you want to rotate? And that may not be possible. I may be asking a dumb question here, which I've been known to do.
No, it's not. I'm going to go ahead and exit this. I'm going to save the chaos here. I'm going to bring it back. I just find it easier to do it this way. I can do it another way, but I just find this to be so much easier. So I'm going to go grab the screensaver, which is this one. it'll take it a minute to load in. Wow, it's taking it more than a minute to load in. Okay, why is it taking so long to load in? Wow, seriously? There it is. Of course, there it is. I go to look and see what's being used. So Davinci Resolve is just using all my power. Gary, I think I saw you joined the Zoom.
Yes, you did.
Okay, good deal. So, Jeff, the only thing I'm pretty sure I can do is if I wanted to replace this picture right here, and I've got some red ones over here, but if I wanted to replace this picture, I'm just going to move it over here. I'm going to go over here to my media pool. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to go get some media. I'm going to grab the clown. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to put the clown right there. And then that's going to take...
Don't have permission? Nope. I just want essentially like plugging in a USB hard drive, only it's going to be attached to every computer on the network. That's what I'm trying to emulate here. Do you want a recycle bin? If so...
I just had to see which one it was.
Precious hard drive real estate to reserve for the
So,
recycle.
You'll notice that by doing that, though...
on an emptying schedule. Otherwise, it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until someday you go in here and empty it. So all of this looks good. We'll have the recycle bin. We'll click next. Do you want to encrypt the shared folder? That's an option. I'm not going to encrypt it. I'm just trying to emulate a big USB drive that everybody can share.
So you'll notice in here, by doing it this way, I haven't put any attributes behind it or anything, so that's going to take the forefront. Now I'm pretty sure I can right click, I can copy, I can right click, I can paste the attributes only right here, and I want all the video attributes, I think. And then when I play this, see what it did? Instead of that picture being super huge now, well, as soon as it catches up, it will, this picture took this picture's place, or did it go back? I'm just setting tracks off so I can see. Yeah, it did. I thought it did. It just, I don't have the patience where a video card would help out. But okay, so, well, let me stop this. All right, so Jeff, you can't temporarily do it. It's going to be a permanent change. Now, what, you know, obviously I could render this out. I don't know if that answers your question or not, but I could render this out, and this would take the place of this picture right here. Okay, but I see that the attributes on this are not the same as the attributes on that, and I can probably verify that. But if I take this picture out and put this picture in, yeah, see, this one's round, this one's square.
Okay, well, I guess what I was thinking of saying, one of the screensavers that comes with Windows, you can use a thing called photo gallery. And if you have a bunch of photographs on your machine in the right place, you can set that up and it'll just cycle through all the photos.
Only one problem with that, Jeff. Photo gallery no longer comes with Windows 10. You have to download it.
Okay.
Windows 10 or Windows 11?
But I would just
Windows 10 and Windows 11.
I was just using that as an example that
So is that why I
You, in
can't?
essence, are providing data to the screensaver as to what you want it to go and show.
Sure. Yeah, because
It's
you
not hardwired into the screensaver.
right.
And I guess you've answered my question. What you're doing with Davinci Resolve, in effect, is hardwired in.
Yes. It used to be
Okay.
you could go. You used to be able to go in here, and you could go to slideshow, and then you could go down here and browse, and then you could go to any folder, and open it up. And this is saying it can't find anything. So maybe what Alex is saying is true, that you can no longer do that.
Well, he's saying this thing that I have on my Windows 10, since I just upgraded and then I've just added new versions, I've never done a clean install.
Yeah, that explains why I can't get that to work, because that's
It doesn't come with Windows 10 anymore. I guess you can download it from the store.
Oh, I got a question for you, Jeff.
All right.
Let me go back over here and fix this, because if I don't, this will be all screwed up.
Just remember, the answer's worth what you pay for it.
And turn this all back on, and just run this one time as soon as it gets caught up. How is it possible for me to change and/or add fonts in Google Mail?
In Google what?
Google Mail.
That I don't know.
Okay.
You talking about
Yeah.
Gmail?
Yeah, I'll show you. Give me 1 second here. 3, 2, 1, good to go. I'm going to bring up my Gmail. I'm going to go into my...
That's basically completely through your browser, right?
I'm
Or
going...
is there an app I don't know about that runs Gmail on your desktop?
Well, it's through your browser. Interesting.
But you can set up like Thunderbird or Outlook to you to.
So I'm
connect
gonna
your
send
Gmail.
myself. I'm gonna send myself an email. So I go in here to me, and I'm gonna go fonts. You can click right here, and you've got a choice of sans serif, fixed width, wide, narrow, Comic Sans, MS, Garamond, Georgia, Tahoma, Trey Bucket, and Verdant. Can I add fonts in there? For example, if I wanted to put one from Davinci Resolve in there, can I put it in here?
Now, I don't know the answer. I would say if it's picking up those fonts from what you have on your machine through the browser, then I would say yes, but I suspect that's not true. But that's simply a wild guess on my part.
It's just Gmail on the server.
Yeah, this is Gmail on the browser. Yes.
No, you can't add anything there.
So I'm stuck with whatever this is then.
Yeah, because you're getting into Gmail. They're not going to allow that.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That'll go to my drafts, and that's fine. Okay, that looks like that might have made it. Let's see here.
If I can.
If you want to, you can run it through Outlook and have Outlook be your engine for Gmail.
Okay.
I mean, you can, but that's a pain in the butt, but you can do that.
I was thinking more along the lines of constructing it elsewhere and just adding it as an attachment, maybe. I mean, if I decide that's what I need to do. Right now, it's just an idea I had.
Well, certainly you can make an attachment with Word or some other app on your computer
So,
and select whatever the true type fonts you have that are available
if I go in here to
on the
Notepad,
computer. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Notepad just uses
Notepad, I don't even think you can
plain
change the
text.
font.
so let me see how many fonts I can get. Oh, there it is. There's the one I added last night. Montserrat. Right there. So Notepad gets it. You just go in here to Format. You go to Font. You go into change it where you want. Montserrat is it. Obviously 11's too small, so I'm going to go 20. Go okay.
Okay.
And it automatically changed it. Obviously, it's a little light, so I'm going to go over to semi-bold. Okay.
Now, will the Gmail let you use whatever editor you want to compose your emails?
That I don't know. That's where
I don't. I have a Gmail account, but I really don't use it. So my knowledge of Gmail is someplace between slim.
Yeah, I don't
and
like
none.
that. If I wanted to put emphasis on a specific sentence, that's why I dropped it down one, but it changed it to this one. The changes that I made put it to this one. I should be able to go right there, highlight that, go to format, go to font, go to semi-bold, hit OK. Nope, it changed. See how it changed the one up at the top too? Doggone it. That's fine. Then the question becomes, can I save it and put it into Gmail? That's going to be interesting.
Now, when you started a new line, did you somehow put in a hard return at the end of the first line?
Yeah, I went to the end and then went return, 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 return. Then I'm going to go format. I'm going to go font. I'm just going to pick
That could have broke it.
that one. I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go 48. I'm going to go OK, and that's what it does. So that's not breaking it from the previous one at all.
Okay.
But it should be, when I start typing, it's going to be the same because that's the one I picked. There's got to be a way that I can make this one, and this one. There also has to be a way I can change the color of the font, but I'm not seeing that. You got more fonts right here. That looks to me like, is that local or is that on the internet?
I was just Googling something, and it's about Notepad. And it says you can't have different sized text in Notepad. Once you select something, that's what it is through the whole document.
Right. And then I want to see, let's see if I click this one, what's it do? Oh.
I haven't used it in a while. There used to be Wordpad, which was kind of someplace in between Notepad and Word. It used very basic formatting, made what was RTF files or something like that.
Well, I'm confused in that when I click on show more fonts, it takes me to here. I changed it. It shows the example. So if I want to use this one, I can't click on it. I don't see anywhere on here where it says uninstall. I don't want to uninstall. Oh, okay, I see where it's going. It's going to Windows Fonts. Okay. Got it.
Basically, if you want to use, if you still want to continue to use the web version of Gmail with a different font, basically, from what I've been reading just here for a minute, everybody says that you basically have to like open a Word document, type your email in a Word document, and then copy and paste it into Gmail.
So this shows it being Chinese. That's interesting. I hit OK.
Well, that's a thought.
And then it's still not Chinese. That's interesting.
Jeff, do you have Gmail forwarded to Thunderbird?
No, because I normally don't use the Gmail account at all.
Okay.
I mean, I have a Gmail account under one identity, but that's just because it got set up when I made a Google account.
Just so you might be aware, you may have to get a code to authorize the access to Gmail server. In fact, you will.
Okay, this looks like that's repaired. Where?
I haven't really tried that. Oh, if I wanted to access it from Thunderbird?
No, you don't need a code backwatch.
What if you have two-factor authentication enabled on your Gmail account and you try to set it up Thunderbird to access your Gmail?
It doesn't go through the same server. as their authentication server.
It's accessed, once soon as you go to Gmail to forward, and you tell it where to forward it, you gotta, it's gonna give you a 6-digit code.
No, you don't need that because it goes straight to the through your SMTP server. I set mine up that way.
It won't go, I had that in Outlook, and you gotta authorize Outlook server to get into Gmail. Or it won't work.
You're talking about Outlook on the desktop?
No, OWA.
Greg Guy says,
I don't even know you put a 6-digit there.
good, Greg, cool. Greg is saying he's ordered the Logitech 920 from Best Buy for $59.99. He's going to pick it up Wednesday, and he might join us next time. And Greg, hopefully you're still with us. Every Sunday around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm doing a vet-to-vet chat. I've had 2 installments now. This past Sunday, we had a non-subscriber vet join us. If you get a camera, I would really like to see you join us. It would be nice if you could join us. And the more people you can share, the better. And hopefully he's still in the stream because I'm talking to the stream.
That sounds like a good deal. My C920X HD Pro webcam, blah, 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 was $89.99 from Amazon.
Did he get the Pro or the one down, did he say?
He did not say. He just says, I ordered the Logitech 920S maybe? Is that
Mine's a
is that a model?
C920. Mine was a C920X.
I'm going to get out of this. Now I got a draft I got to go delete somewhere down the road. I don't need that one open. I got 2 emails. I got an email from Gary. It says test. Is that just a test?
Yeah, I was trying to send a Gmail. I was seeing if I could get color in because you talked about color, and I didn't think I could.
Oh, yeah.
There's a C920S, which is on sale at BH Photo for $59.99.
Yeah,
I don't even know how much I paid. I don't even know how much I paid.
Yeah, it looks like
for
it looks like it's the same on Amazon, $59.99 on sale.
Yeah, there's several models of this, and to be honest with you, I don't know what the difference is.
Well, here's what gets me is you've got a 920S high definition pro camera, and down here you got a refurbished one, but it's not even available. I don't think. I think that's what that means.
It looks like the difference, but it looks like one difference is the one on top. Ken has a little cover over it, so you can cover.
This one's clearly got a cover.
camera.
This one's clearly got a cover too, though. This is the refurbed one or the renewed one, and it's clearly got a cover. I'm gonna go back one page. That one's got a cover. And
It looks like it looks like that's the only difference between it and the one that I have, because the one that I have don't have a cover.
What do you got? Just a regular 920?
Probably because I bought it, had it for at least
Yeah, there's no cover on
3
there.
or 4 years.
Yeah, that's cool. You don't have to put tape on it. It's the same price too. So, I mean, how important is having that cover to someone? I mean, with some people, it is important.
Here's the cover I bought for mine, and I bought the $89.99 model, and I had to buy the cover separately.
All I've got to do
I don't want to tell you if I'm going to cover my camera how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to cover my camera just like that.
I know.
I am the original cheap.
Well, with my old Microsoft one, it came with this little thing you stick over the lens.
Yeah, that's so.
I just
turn the
use
camera
Scotch
off
tape.
Unplug it.
And I just use a piece of Scotch tape to hold that one on.
Yeah, well, when Lauren and I first met and started dating, we did some occasional shopping together, and Lorna was just willy-nilly grab off the shelf, throw it in a cart, not look at anything, not compare anything, not me. I'm taking it and going, oh, you get 4 ounces here and it's 99 cents. You get 5.5 ounces here and it's 79. Oh, this is a better buy. Fast forward to this year, I'm the one that's just grab that, just grab that, just grab that. Lauren's going, no, wait a minute. There's 4 ounces here and 5 ounces here.
I don't try to calculate it, but if it's listed on the shelf, the price per ounce or whatever.
Yeah, it's.
Now, I look at that. However, if one says price per ounce and the other says price per pound, then I get pissed off and haul out my
Yeah.
calculator.
What's your gas prices today?
I usually buy at Smith's using points or at Costco. The regular gas price right up the street from me is $3.98 cash price. More if you're using the credit card.
Oh, mercy. Gary, what are you paying for gas?
I paid $4.12, but I paid $4.12 for my wife's car that she was drives most of the time. For mine, I took $4.28, and I remember it. I wrote it down.
Robert, I know you can't answer, but what are you paying down in your neck of the woods? I paid $3.07 today, and I used my points from Kroger, which is the same as Smith's. It was
$3.07.
$3.07.
Who'd you kill?
It was listed at $3.17, but I have points accrued from the groceries, and it dropped it down to $3.07.
Okay,
So-
here's the best price if you're Costco or Sam's are $3.49 today
In Vegas.
in Vegas.
Yeah. So Greg said he's still here. Info on the font. I think the font for what I'm wanting to do is going to be real limited, and that's fine. I was just messing around with it the other day. I like the font that I can play around with, in Davinci Resolve. I do like that. I will bring this back up here real quick. Saw no deer tonight. Do what, Alex?
I was just gonna say our preacher shared a picture several weeks nights ago on the PowerPoint of showing the prices now, which was like $3.50, and showing the prices compared to the prices a year ago, which was like $1.50 or $1.60 something.
It's amazing that everything in Blender starts out as usually a cube or whatever shape you decide to use, and then you get it to, I don't want to save that, could care less. You get it to this, and later tonight I'm going to import this into Davinci Resolve as is. I'm not going to make any more changes. I'm going to keep it in here, obviously, because there's things I want to do to it, but I am going to go ahead and figure out how to render it in. And then I'm going to try to figure out, can I do what I want to do and put either a static picture on here, or I'd like to put a video on here. That's what I'd like to do.
I'll tell you, this is changing back to gas, but I'll tell you something that makes me laugh now when I think about it.
Right.
Years ago when we came out here, the first time we drove over to Death Valley, there, quite a ways away, from any wholesale fuel place or whatever, and I took a photograph of a gas pump out there because the price was so outrageous. It was $1.88 a gallon.
Oh, not $1.88.
And that was like around 2002 or something, when it was like $1.35 here in town or something.
So I'm gonna pick on your age a minute. What's the cheapest you remember gas?
Regular or gas war?
Regular prices, regular gas.
29 cents a gallon.
I pumped it at 13.4 cents per imperial gallon.
Gary?
I'm thinking it was just under 90 some cents.
90?
Mm-hmm.
What year was that?
76, but it was
Must have been after
gas war between two stations.
It's after the embargo. It had to be.
I remember when we moved out to the country when I was a child in 1969. There was a little mom and pop general store that had one gas pump, and it was 10 cents a gallon. And I'm younger than both of you guys, and I remember it being a dime a gallon. I remember filling up my motor.
Was that?
Indiana.
Yeah.
It was out in the middle of nowhere.
That's the one in the Waltons, right?
Gary says he remembers 19 cents a gallon in
No, 99.
99 cents.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I said Gary. Greg. Nope, sorry. My mistake.
Greg,
You were quoting-
Greg, are you from Indiana, Greg? Greg and I might have more in common than just the military. Alex is staring at his tablet again.
Those are some of the wonderful pictures that I was telling
Oh
you
no, is
about.
that what we were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. This is Alex's church. People went in there and
When did they do this?
over the weekend, I believe.
We got a trailer park right next to our church that kids go over there and mess with stuff. And
That's terrible. So I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to change that for 1 second.
Alex, does the church have insurance?
And I'm going to mute that for just 1 second.
yes.
So it'll clean it up?
So I'm going to do a test here real quick. I muted Zoom, and you guys in Zoom
Yeah, Dan, I
cannot
was
hear
just
me.
looking back to where I lived in South Carolina there.
But I want to see if it's
And it was
going out over
It's
YouTube.
$2.94 a gallon there now.
So,
There's one thing I
Tony,
like
if you're
about
here,
living there,
Gary,
it
if you're
had
here, let me know.
Either
Born
the
in
second or third
Hammond,
lowest gas prices in
way
the
up
country.
north. Cool.
Why, I don't
Be right
know.
back.
That anywhere near North Carolina?
No, this was actually near Georgia. I lived up in the western part of South Carolina, but I'm not sure where the gas came in from. I think from the Gulf Coast someplace. But they had pretty cheap gas prices. Where my wife grew up was Oklahoma, and they have cheap gas out there usually, pretty much. Maybe Texas too, an oil country or whatever.
GW country.
Yeah, that's terrible, Alex. That's don't know why people have to do stuff like that.
They did that with the federal. He's dead now. Jim Clarity. All his family got married there. If the brick was left and part of the wooden rafters, they burned it.
I'm going to be back in a second. I got to go downstairs and help my wife with something. I'm just going to mute my.
Come on now.
So.
What?
Hey, Alex?
Alex.
Yes.
When did that happen to your church? Seriously?
Oh, Mother thanks. I'm not sure, but Mother thanks Sunday night.
Okay, good. I can mute Zoom, and they can still hear me in the stream, so that's cool. I went and got a cup of coffee. I just didn't want you guys to see me get up. To catch everyone that hasn't heard yet, my rotator cuff is not torn, but the bursa sac that's in my shoulder has a little inflammation, and he gave me a shot.
Cortisone.
Not to show my stupidity or what, but sure. I honestly don't know what it was. Am I still sharing my screen to you guys?
No.
I didn't think so. The phone thinks it is. So Greg and I have more in common. He was born in Hammond, Indiana. He just turned 71, so he's closer to Jeff's age than my age. I'm 62, and Hammond is way up north from where I was born. I was born in El Paso, Texas, but we lived south of Indianapolis. I was trying to get Mrs. Ken to come in here while I was gone and sit down and say, okay, I'm taking over the reins for a few minutes and see where it would go, but she just laughed. So that would be kind of fun to do. Okay, now I know why. There we go. I got it. This technology stuff. There we go. Now you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
The hell was that?
That was my wife when we were in the Grand Canyon.
Very good looking there.
So
But again, I could only see it because there was stuff on her face.
that's my shoulder from the MRI. And the nurse and I were joking about, well, that T-bone steak looks really good right there. This is where your shoulder rotates. And you see, let me bring up the let me bring up the magnifier again. That little sack right there, that funny looking thing right there. Greg says you can change the font and color. He found instructions. Greg, let me make you a moderator and you can post them in the chat room, and then everyone can go, especially me, can go figure out how to do that. So this is your Bursa sack, and he said mine was inflamed a little bit, and he gave me a
Actually,
shot.
oh, excuse me, Ken.
Yeah.
I was looking at Greg, and he didn't say gas. He said you get a gal for 19 cents. Now, when I was, young, it cost a lot more than that.
The implied humor. What happened? What did I just do?
Well, there goes that old joke about the 2-bit thing, right?
Yeah.
Gary?
Greg, you should be able to put a link in the chat room now. I just made you a moderator. So I was looking at this one, the doctor, before he came in. It was pretty cool. And then right up here, there was all these series of passes, and he played him, and he said, yeah, it looks fine. And, I mean, I hate needles, but look, there's a little bit of pain right there. That's not too bad. Now, I'm not going to go out and overdo it. I'm not going out pole vaulting anytime soon. I'm going to take it easy. Just let it do its thing. And hopefully when I go back in April, everything will be good. So, Greg has posted 2 links. Looks like it might be the same link twice. Let me go over here and see what it is. How to change font size in Gmail inbox. I'll look at that later. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. I see that Jeff has stepped out. Let's go back. Yeah, go ahead.
He would help his wife, he said.
Huh?
He said he was going to help his wife with something.
Oh, okay. I wonder. I'm wondering if I can start a video on this panel and make it skip here and here and continue here. That would be pretty neat. Or start a video here, skip there, another video here, skip all this in between, and here, maybe go here, here, and here. I don't know, I got a weird way of thinking of things. Now I know you can import it because I watched a guy briefly do it the other day, and by briefly I mean he wasn't doing it briefly. I was watching him briefly. I had other things going on I wanted to get done, so I was just kind of not paying attention to it, but I had it going in the background. And I got 2 emails now. And why is this not working? Good. Gary, I don't know what time you came into the stream, but I'm trying to set up with another Davinci Resolve person to do a TeamViewer type remote connection and have him teach me more than anything. I've got some questions. I just think that would be so cool to do. And he's willing to do it. So, 2 things are working out good. Alex, I'm sorry to see those pictures about your church. That's a little worse than I kind of thought it was going to be. Do you have insurance? I know Gary asked you that, but I was leaving.
Probably, but I'm not the one to ask about that. All I know is it was all over Facebook. That's the first thing I saw when I opened Facebook yesterday morning, is that our preacher posted that.
Now, if they catch the people that do it, will anything happen to them?
I don't know. We had this discussion before a business meeting, and nothing happened. They did it. This is not the first time they did it, but we know we got a trailer park right next to the church, and we sure it was some of those kids from over there.
Right.
But as far as anything happened to them, I don't know. Because we don't have, as far as I know, there's no security cameras back there.
Actually, it's not my church or anything, but those signs and what they printed looked a little older than kid. They look like 18-year-olds to me, personally.
Person.1. Let's see what this one is. I don't know what that one is.
Hey, Alex,
Oh, that's the beginning of it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean to get nosy, and you don't have to tell me, but what denomination is that church?
Missionary Baptist.
Baptist. I'm assuming there's other Baptist churches in that area.
Yes, there is. It's most of the churches in this town are Baptist churches. There's at least 3 or 4 other ones.
I don't mean that anyway, but it'd be different if it was Jewish or Catholic. But you don't have a lot of Catholic in that area, and you don't have a lot of Jewish.
We got one Catholic church, and we got one pretty much of every other denomination, but like 4 or 5 different Baptist churches.
Okay, let's do this.
I've got a couple of Baptist ones near me in Las Vegas that I bet you wouldn't have heard of. Have you ever heard of a Baptist church named after a saint? Here, not far from me, there's one under construction called St. Matthew's Baptist, and there's another one already existing, St. John's Baptist Church.
No, I've never heard of that. Typically, those kind of names like that, saint whatever, is reserved for Catholic churches.
But, of course, this is probably a member of what they used to call the American Baptist Convention or the Northern Baptist.
Babe.
I'm guessing at that. I don't know.
Babe, come here once. I got a question.
I know about religion, and I think you're right.
So,
but I wouldn't swear to it.
But there's a lot of oddities. The little town I grew up in Kansas, I was
Videos
raised
off,
Methodist,
cameras off. You
and
can come in. I've got a
on the
quick
cornerstone
question.
it says,
I know you know the answer.
such and such a date sometime in the 1800s in Methodist Episcopal Church North. It was remnants of the split between the North and South during the Civil War in the United States.
Hey, I'll come to you.
We just had our 135th anniversary. It's the 30th of October.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that was 1886 or something.
What was the name of that church?
I can't believe they did it. For what it's worth.
I knew you knew the answer.
Just,
Why you can't come in and tell me that? You're such a
we
pain
say
in
some
the
people
neck.
have no couth. That's not the right way to say it. We're just very, I don't know.
Don't have a clue why they would do it. I mean,
Yeah, or some people just have to do things just to be a jerk or something. I don't know.
Jeff, have you ever heard of St. Joseph's, husband of Mary, there in Vegas? It's over off Sahara.
No.
Way down south, or way out west on Sahara. That's the one we used to attend.
Catholic or Episcopal?
Catholic.
Okay.
She's Catholic. Nice church. I mean, just beautiful. We went there. We actually went there on one of our. When we moved to Vegas. We went 16 times to line things up. We went for the employment. Then we had to go back for the employment. Then we had to go back for the employment. Then we went apartment hunting. Then we had to go back for the employment and apartment hunting. And in one of those times, we had to go to church, which put us getting back to California really late. But she wanted to go to church, so that's what we did. I'm going to go over here and look at something. My curiosity.
Have you heard from Darren today? Just curious.
I have actually twice. We were shopping in Kroger, and he called me, and I said, "We're shopping. Got to run to Walmart, and then I'll call you." And he said, "Okay." Then we went to Walmart. I'm driving down the road, and he calls. And I couldn't answer because I'm driving down the road. That was the last I heard. I sent him a message when we got home. I'm trying to find out over here in Blender. I can export this file. And I have choices of, which makes sense, is either going to be FBX or grease pencil is FVG. I was going to go ahead and try to export this into Davinci Resolve, but I don't know the font to use. Let's just go with SVG. I know I don't want it to be a PDF, I don't think. I'm going to go with SVG.
Isn't SVG a vector graphics format of some type?
Yes, you are correct.
As opposed to bitmap?
I had someone ask me the other day to convert a ping to a SVG, and then because she wanted to be able to send it to somebody to be able to do something with. So I guess I haven't heard anything back from her. So I guess she.
So it looks like this is going to go to my E drive, which is a flash drive, and it looks like I'm going to hit it and see what it does. Well, I don't know if that did anything or not. I don't see anything moving.
It doesn't open up in the normal Photos app, but you can open it up using a Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge.
Okay, scalable vector graphics, SVG.
Beats me. I'm just being bold and trying something here. So let's go see what's on the E drive real quick. E drive.
That's
there it is right there. Oh, you know what? I do remember something with SVG because I've actually used SVG before, and then in Davinci Resolve you have to bring it in as an SVG, but then I believe you convert it to something else, because I've actually done this way back in the beginning. Okay, cool. So now we know it's there. That's cool. Now let's go back to Davinci Resolve. Let's go to Import Media. Let's go to the E drive, SVG, and open it and see what it does. And it doesn't do anything. That was fun. That didn't work out too well, did it?
Well, this is interesting. SVG is based on XML. So if you
I'm not sure why, but you saying that made me think of Good Morning Vietnam when Robert Williams was talking to one of the people, I think he was talking to the lieutenant that was a stick in the mud, and he says, "Pardon me, sir, but if the FBI is coming over for the VIP and the CIA," and I mean, he named every alphabetical thing there was. Of course, the guy, he didn't think it was funny. I liked Robin Williams. I thought he was talented.
I like the one at the very end about that one. Not very end, but close to it. You need him more than any white man I ever seen.
Yeah. That, what was he? I think he was a command sergeant major when he... No, yeah, he was a command sergeant major, I believe, because the guy he told that to was a first sergeant. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
Which is higher, first sergeant?
No,
command sergeant major.
Command sergeant major.
Okay, because I thought he was a higher rank, but I guess not.
Yeah, he was a higher rank. If he was a sergeant, if he was a command sergeant major, he's an E9. First sergeant's an E8. But I've got to stop and think: was he an officer or not? I should know that.
I think he was.
As many times as I've seen that movie,
I'm pretty sure he's a lieutenant.
No, the lieutenant was the squirrely guy that ran the radio station, and he was the. He was just the patsy for everybody. I'll say Bruno Kirby played Lieutenant Stephen something. J.T. Waltz played Sergeant Major, and I don't know, it didn't show me the last name. So the guy had to be an officer because J.T. Waltz was the guy that needed the comment that was made at the end. Oh, Noble Willingham played General Taylor, so he was a general, and J.T. Waltz was a sergeant major. I knew there was a sergeant major in there somewhere. All right, I'm going to go back. I've got my screen blocked. I'm doing some research real quick. Babe? Somebody's knocking on my door. Hold on, guys. I had to make sure it wasn't you. I'm going right out. I'll be right back. I don't think you're going with me. I'm going to get a picture and I'm going to report her to the police. Some girl.
Whatever's going on over there, it sure don't sound good.
Some girl running naked in the front yard. No, I'm kidding. Shoot, where am I at? I'm in the mood today. So anybody do anything fun this week?
With what?
Anything going on for Thanksgiving?
Not yet. I'm going to my grandma's for Thanksgiving.
We're going to
Thursday.
eat out. Yeah, we're going to eat out someplace. One of the good things about Las Vegas is that you can find food 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
I have no doubt about that at all. And one of the things I've always heard is the food is really cheap because they want you to waste your money on gambling.
Used to be, it's no longer true. Buffets at the big casinos on the Strip run from $30 to $60 a pop now.
Oh, that isn't cheap.
I have a membership card in a group called Station Casinos, and they're mostly in the suburbs, primarily aimed at locals, although anybody can go there. And the buffets there were really pretty cheap. The two high-end ones, the buffets were maybe $12 or $13 or $14. Some of the low-end ones were like $9 or $10.
I'll get with Alex tomorrow.
And the casinos killed all those cheap prices during the pandemic, and they're not bringing them back. So,
all right.
Yeah, my daughter was out there over the weekend, and she won like $3,000, and she said she wasn't going to gamble.
Hey,
Beginner's luck or just what?
She said she never gambled before.
Beginner's luck. So what that was is someone knocked on her door. Nobody knocks on her door. They all hit the doorbell. It was some young girl. She was parked on the street going that way. I honestly think she was knocking on the door to see if anybody was home. You guys probably heard me yell.
Yep.
Yeah. I still have a lot of things left in me that I don't like having, but what I should have done, I couldn't get her to come here and tell you guys. I should have jumped in the car because there's only one way in this addition and one way out. And you can go to the end, hang a right, and come up the back street, but you can only come in and out of this addition one way. She went out and then hung a right. We had this problem earlier in the summer, but it was young kids. This was a 20-some-year-old woman.
Just knocking to see if there's nobody home, he's going to break in.
I think so. I really do think so.
Yeah.
Nobody knocks. Everybody uses the doorbell.
Yeah.
So.
I heard you say, Alex, were you talking about me?
No, I was talking to her about that.
Maybe she was selling Girl Guide cookies, that's all.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's only 10:30 your time, so.
Well, that's the other thing that's concerning is, ain't nobody gonna come visit us at 10:30 at night. And if it was my neighbor, he'll hit the doorbell. If it's Jeff, he'll hit the doorbell. Not you, Jeff, my buddy Jeff. If it's my neighbor Sue, she's 83. She'll send a text. So, fun times. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go look at this again. So what were you guys talking about while I was out chasing a car?
They're no longer cheap.
Oh, yeah. My daughter went in, and how much? What is it? Buffet?
Yeah. Where was she staying?
I honestly do not know, but it wasn't a fancy place.
Did I send your daughter $20 to buy me lottery tickets? Because if she has no intention of winning, I can retire. I I don't
Yeah.
want to go in there. They
Well, you
made
got to buy them someplace else. Can't buy lottery tickets in Nevada.
we came home, Dad, they made me take the 3,000. I didn't want the 3,000. They made me take it.
Do you still have to go down to the California state line to buy lottery tickets?
Yeah, or out over the dam into Arizona. There's a little hole in the wall gas station out there someplace not too far into Arizona.
Yeah, it's right on top of the hill. They don't have much in there. I'm just Googling how to bring an SVG file into Davinci Resolve real quick.
You converted to MP4. Ah, way to go.
Yeah, but it's not a video; it's an image. So you would probably convert it to a JPEG or.
That's a standard. That's a standard thing, so it should go, shouldn't it?
I've done it because when I first got started, but I don't remember how to do it. I haven't done it enough to remember how to do it. Yeah, Robert, someone was going. I would have, if I'd have got the picture of what I was going to get the picture of, I would have called the police and said, okay.
Use an online converter. Use an online website to convert it from
No,
SVG or whatever.
When I did it before, I didn't have to convert anything. I brought it right in, and Davinci actually did the conversion.
Yeah, it's pretty standard format anymore. It ought to take it, I would think.
It says click file, import, import to stage, or import to library, and select the file. So having said that,
Or you can just try dragging and dropping.
can I do that?
You could make a registry change and slow that down, but I wish they didn't have that. I dragged and dropped so many folders into Never Never Land.
No, I can't drag and drop it. There's got to be something in here that I'm going to have to figure out. Oh, I'll do that later. But that's, I know I can do it. I just don't know how to do it. Create import media, go to this. No. Okay. That'll be fun. What happens if I try to open that? Whoa, it goes to the internet. Goes to the edge.
That's because it's set as a default application.
Okay, I'll play with that later. That troubles me. We've lived here going on. We're starting our third year here in about 4 days, and other than the kids over the summer, that's troubling.
Yeah, you brought to mind something I've been thinking about here. I've got a whole bunch of stuff, just a lot of little things, I want to order from Amazon. But at this time of year, there are people who follow the Amazon vans and the UPS drivers and all that around looking to steal stuff right off your porch.
Yep. Yeah. Well, whenever I've got something coming in, if we're not going to be home, my neighbor Isaac, you couldn't ask for a better neighbor. He watches for stuff and grabs it for us. I've taken stuff in from stews that they drop because people do that. The biggest problem we have on our street is the young kids that are just licensed, that are still learning to drive, that think a 30 mile an hour is 70 mile an hour zone.
Yeah.
And there's too many young kids around here that we just can't have that. Isaac and I have actually talked to the city, the board, to say, can we put speed bumps in? And that's going to be a long process. So you guys will see me on the news. You'll see me on the news one night. Local man takes speed into his own hands.
We're pretty lucky in our neighborhood. Although we have an HOA, they don't do much except enforce very minimum standards. And we're not gated or anything, but we're a mixed neighborhood. There's some old retired folks like us and a bunch of families with young kids. And everybody sort of watches out for speeders. I mean, we really don't have many in here, which is a good thing because there's lots of little kids playing in the street.
So, Alex, how'd you get the blue background?
Oh, I just Googled for a solid color background, clicked on that one, saved the image, and imported that into Zoom underneath the virtual effects. If you click on your little camera, ever right next to your camera, you can click on choose the virtual background, and then click on the little plus sign in the corner right below your picture, and then you can click on add image and add your image in there, and it will add it as your. That's how.
What was the first part?
Yeah, really. I know how to do that, but I don't see a plus sign, and I don't see any place where I can add.
It's in the right hand corner, right below your picture.
Oh.
You see that? Right. And then just click on add image.
Like that.
Yes.
Now,
That's pretty simple.
where do you go to start that?
I went down here to my camera, and I clicked on the caret to the right.
If your computer is not powerful enough, you won't be able to do it, because my old laptop that's 8 years old now, it would not support.
Choose virtual background.
Then I clicked on choose virtual background, and then there's this little plus right here. You know what? I created this dumb thing. I might as well use it.
Oh,
Then there's a plus sign right here.
Oh, add image, add video. Okay, I see.
And then add video, add video.
That's how Sam got
Oh, I'm gonna try something here.
the Pokemon thing behind his video.
I don't think that worked. Well, maybe it did.
Yeah, you got something going.
Yeah, but it kind of distorts me a little bit. So that's okay. Okay, good.
I think
You guys
I'll see
are
if I can find a short clip of the Rockettes to put behind.
You guys are so determined to make this a tech channel, aren't you?
Well, some of us are pretty low tech.
Orbit, good evening. Good to see you again. Now, how do I get it back to just a plain no, zero?
Just hit none.
I don't have none. I've got virtual, the palm trees, the northern lights,
Scroll back up. There's a little scroll bar on the.
Oh.
There's a little scroll bar. Just scroll back
I like
up.
blur though. Okay, cool. Thank you, Alex.
Where is it?
I'm gonna pass on that. I think. Who is that? Old says, "Would you like to partake in the inhaling of the devil's lettuce?" No, I'm gonna pass. Orbit says hello. Good to see him again. Carrie put in H. Robert says get some cameras. He loves his. Yeah, but then I'm going to have to build a system for that. And then I'm going to have to get me a NAS. And then I'm going to have to watch Carrie. And then I'm going to have to ask if I have to plug it in. And that could be disastrous. I would hope we'd never have to get video cameras. But if we do, we do. It's just odd. And now I'll be on edge.
You can always just, if you want to show us something else other than you can always just log into Zoom from your phone, mute your phone, and show us whatever you want to show us through your phone.
What are you saying? You don't want to see me?
I'm just saying if you wanted to show us something else
I'm just messing with you, Alex. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm just teasing. I've been trying to get her to come in here and take over the duties for a few minutes, but she won't do it. So, all right. I got to research that. I wonder. This could get scary. Let's go to Project Manager. Let's see if I can remember which one of these was the SVG that I did. Can I start an OnlyFans? Yeah. I've actually been considering that. It's going to be like my third for editing. That's good. I like that. So Old in the chat room asked me, could I start an OnlyFans for editing purpose? You guys do know what OnlyFans is, correct? Okay, so I like that.
Some platform that you have to pay to get on or something?
Well, yeah, it's pretty much an adult contented page.
You'll have to go out and get a new outfit there.
Yeah. Maybe French made. What do you think? What do you think? No. Okay. So I'm trying to remember.
You and fishnets, you know. Oh, Lord.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh, we don't want that. This was clouds. This one's actually pretty cool. Why can't I see how to change it over to editing? Where did that go? That's crazy. There it is. So if you go over here to the edit mode on this, and then you move this, the clouds actually play. In fact, the guy I'm trying to set the remote up is the one that did this. Well, they're supposed to play. They're supposed to float. They're supposed to come towards you. Maybe I didn't quite get that far. I'll research that later. Seriously, basically, I don't have a lot of skills, but I've been showing some things on Davinci Resolve most of the night and a little bit in Blender. And yeah. So, but one of these I did. I just don't remember. And the next thing I got to do, I know you guys are going to go, oh no, really? I need to get these organized because there's things in here I don't need. Here we go. Let's pick on Doug. Want to? There's the 5 Dougs.
I just had a funny thought. As far as the people down south, this Zoom meeting group could be called the Book of Revelations. Carry on.
You know what? This bugs me. That knock on the door is going to bug me.
Don't insult a man's wife or his religion.
No, I know. It just struck me that
Can get you shot in certain places.
I didn't come up with OnlyFans. Somebody
Speaking south, I wonder where Chris Garrett's at tonight. Haven't seen him. Oh, I know where he's at. He's probably over in Carrie's stream.
I haven't seen. Actually, 2 or 3 people are just running the show. So whatever.
I think Carrie's things. I don't know what's.
He's still on. I've got him muted, but I'm watching. I can click over from yours over to Carrie's.
Yeah, I've got it running somewhere too.
Did he get it running yet? The NAS?
Don't know. I just clicked over once or twice.
He's in like a monologue state where last I looked, it's been a while now. That was an hour ago, I think.
If I click over on it, it's going to say it started like 28 minutes ago, so no sense doing that. Speaking of that.
The setup went real quick, shared folder, whatever.
2 hours and 13 minutes. Good. Anybody got anything on their mind? Sam hasn't joined yet either, now that I think about it.
That makes a very big assumption.
Yeah, we have minds.
That's like, I don't know if it's still there. I used to remember when I would log into Facebook, it would say, what's on your mind today or something like that. Just always brought that crazy thought.
They're getting ready to change Facebook into, what's it going to be called? Meta?
Metaverse.
Well, the company is, are you still going to be able to log into Facebook as Facebook?
I don't know.
From what I've heard, from what I've read, yes.
Yeah, I think they were just going to change the name of the parent company or something. That's his attempt to escape some of the criticism that's been leveled.
What it is the reason why they want to change it is because Mark Zuckerberg wants to have this like Oculus Rift virtual reality mess where everybody can communicate in virtual reality all the time.
That'll go over well. Not that they have problems now with people being bullies on the internet. Let's just make a virtual world where we can go in there and, yeah, I see that not going good at all.
I've never bothered with Facebook, but don't they have like a bulletin board for what's going on for people on there? Like changing the platform. I mean, you got to Google it.
I'll tell you, I have one thing against all these forums, and doesn't make me a Republican or a Democrat, Trump, but they took a sitting president off these forums. Kind of bugs me.
Took
I don't know if
what? What did you?
in America they took a sitting president off the forums because they didn't like what he was saying.
Right.
Off the what? I'm
They
missing.
took him off of Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and all those other things.
Oh, took him off. Okay, I got
Yeah.
it.
I mean, when I was a kid, the only place that most of the presidential candidates were was on the paper. You know.
Yeah.
They took him off of Twitter, did they?
Oh yeah.
I
That
thought,
was the first one, I think.
Obama. Didn't Obama get hacked on there?
I don't remember, but I'm just. Everybody, you know, my wife argues that I don't love Trump, but I hate the idea they just said, "Oh, you're the president. Screw you. You're off."
This is about Trump.
Well, I don't think it was so much that. I think they didn't like what he was. I think you hit the nail right on the head. They didn't like him, so they took him off, and it's not. It's wrong. It's just wrong.
Yeah, but you guys haven't had. You haven't had something like this since Nixon. You haven't had a president like Trump since Nixon. Honestly, I don't think.
He was as good as Obama was.
Yeah, but Trump rode the blade from the get-go. Before he was elected, he was riding the blade, so he got cut. You know.
Hello again, everybody. It's the king of live video coming to you on.
What are you going to do? Board pardons Nixon to save the office?
Still president.
God.
Yeah, irregardless of whether, he was still the sitting president.
Elected president.
What word did you just say?
He was still the sitting president.
No.
Did I stutter?
No, you used a word in front of that that doesn't exist.
I did?
I told you that.
He was still the sitting president. That means president in office.
He
That's
said.
what I thought I said.
He said.
Did he build the wall? Tony wants to know, did he build the wall?
Actually,
Part
I've
of
been
it.
down there. It's almost built.
I think, yeah.
He actually built very little wall.
Well, so, again, we don't want to get real political,
Yeah.
and we've all agreed on that. But
Yeah,
the
I
wall, there has been a border wall, if you will, or fence, or canal, or something up for how many years?
Yeah,
This is nothing new.
There's been the wall in various sections of the border for a long time.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was such a big deal made out of that, but my first thought was it was already there. I mean,
well, he was making a big deal out of it to rile up certain of his supporters.
well, sure he was.
And I'm not against the wall totally. I just feel that there's places the wall is appropriate. There's places other means of detection of people coming in may be appropriate.
Well, I'll tell you. Now, this is political for a minute, but I want to go to Mexico. Fuck what they say to me. I'm going.
Remember, we're on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I have to,
Yeah, I don't
I have to edit that out.
Yeah, I don't care what they say. I'm going to go down there and vote.
It's buried, Ken. It's buried. One word.
Hey, they'll let me, won't they? Hey, I'm going to Canada next week and vote. They'll let me, won't they?
I don't know. I'll have to email Justin.
I'm being serious. We're letting people over here like it's no tomorrow.
Okay, so let me go back over to here.
Now I'll drop it. No more.
I think you can go it. Okay, I think you can go to Mexico and they'll let you in. I think you can go to Canada and then let you in. It's getting back in the United States that's the problem.
Oh yeah, I mean it's always you hit the nail on the head. The going's easy. The coming back.
I still don't think they'll let me vote.
Oh look, I've joined myself in chat.
Will they let me
What?
vote?
No, Gary, you can't.
Will they give me food stamps and medical care?
The amount of that happens here is grossly exaggerated.
I don't know. We're
Look,
getting a lot
look
of
right
them up
here. I've joined myself in chat. Ken Stout says hello,
Where's
Ken. Hi, Ken.
I'm not past it. Where are you?
I'm at the bottom here.
Okay.
Well, there's somebody in there as you.
Let's see where this goes. Yeah, apparently someone is in there pretending to be
Oh.
me.
Oh, good. I managed.
Because I can see it's a different. I can see it's a different profile picture. So I'm.
Well, clearly it's a different profile picture, and without throwing my glasses on, I can't see it. So
Huh?
that's interesting. All right, so
Where's it at? Hold on.
oh, let me bring it. I'll bring it back. Right here at the bottom. On the stream.
Okay, there you are.
Right there. It says.
Okay. Oh, Chad in
1051. I said, and it's not me, obviously. I said, hello, Ken. So, Ken, do you have anything else to say other than hello, Ken?
Oh,
that's interesting. That's funny.
Who's old?
He pops in quite a bit actually. So does
Orbit.
So does Orbit.
I've seen Orbit.
Yeah, I've seen old quite a bit. They might be over from Jeff Riddle's channel. I haven't taken the time to go research it. They're cordial. Oh, look, I love myself. Jeez, I thought I hid that quite well, but now the cat's out of the bag. Babe, the beans have been spilled.
Oh, okay. They must have a space. they must have a space or something. They're not showing up as participants. That's weird.
Well, they're not in Zoom. They're on YouTube, so they're not.
That's what I looked on YouTube. You know how you do participants?
Oh, I didn't know you could do participants in YouTube.
The three dots, and the first one is participants.
Oh, you guys are going to get me so technical that I'm going to have nightmares. Yeah, it only shows Tony and myself as being in there. The real myself as being in there. Huh, I didn't know that. Gary just put a dot in there. All right.
No,
Jeff Ryman said, hey. Okay, so now if you
I'm
go
listed in participants.
Right, Jeff is and Gary is. And Tony left.
And Old is now.
I'm going to have a stroke. Yeah.
Too much technical stuff. Let's go back to political.
Let's go back to Davinci Resolve here, boys. I want to go into this tab. So, Darren's not here, but anyone else that's interested in, you'll notice this started here. I right-clicked, and I'm trying to do something. I'm like, where the heck is it at? And then it dawned on me, I got to be in this tab. I'm going to create a new fusion compound. I'm going to call this SVG. I'm going to make it 5 seconds in length. Old is saying I'm going to have a stroke because he's going to cause it. I think you better get in line behind my wife. I'm going to go drag this down into the timeline. We're going to go over here to here. Now it says to grab I think it said a blackboard. I'm just doing this from what little bit of... I did used to live in Vegas, and you probably do have leads on me. And I'm going to go...
You're using real name and address. Well, not address, but... Sorry.
I think I go up here to Fusion, and I want to import. And I want to import an SVG. And then I want to go over here to the E drive. This is going to be so interesting to see what this does. I'm going to grab this SVG and open it. And now I want to drag it down. And it doesn't work. Doggone it. That's the theory behind it anyway. Maybe the SVG file is not working. Or do I have to get out of Blender? I shouldn't have to get out of Blender to access the file that's on a flash drive.
Did you live on Sailor Way?
I did.
Just did a quick Google of you.
Uh-oh, I'm telling myself, how dare I? No, the second part of that, no. Not even close. Old, the missing link.
Let's see, 24 is Wednesday. 25.
Yeah, I've showed my house a couple times in Vegas.
What's the deal with 27?
I don't know.
It's not Thanksgiving. I'm confused.
I want to get someone to go by there. I'd really like to see what this looks like now. This is after we had taken all the rock out. See these rocks over here on the right hand side? These used to be in the entire front and the entire back, and we took them out. We put in these shrubs, and then we sodded the front. It looked really good. Obviously, I had more flowers out there than we do here, but we have better flowers here than we did there. But that was my house right there. Yeah, obviously, Tony just sent me a message. Yeah, it's interesting, that's for sure, but until it gets violent or vulgar, they can do what they want. You guys can't tell, but the front door's open and you can see the TV in the background. I really like this house. We lucked into it.
Was that when you lived there? Or
yeah, this is when we lived here. This was our one renter's car. She rented this back bedroom here. The only thing I didn't like was right here. This street was a straight shot into the bedrooms, and I was fearful that one night a drunk would come through there and not stop. And then, oddly enough, right about here there was a construction dumpster put there for something, and a drunk came up, sailor, and he has all this street, but no, he hits the construction dumpster, and it was just horrible. These guys were bad neighbors. They finally got evicted. You name it, it was going on in that house. It was just horrible. And oddly enough, they had some sort of grass trying to grow. But yeah, we liked it. Centrally located. In fact, if you come up here...
Was that a garage in the front of the house?
More or less, yeah. I mean, this is the same as our house. It was attached to the front. And the drunk that hit the construction dumpster actually lived... Google's not going to let me take you up the alley, but he actually lived right in this building right here. Yeah, I was actually both. I actually managed to maintain membership in both the Crips and the Bloods. I strike that as one of my bucket list achievements. And Jeff, it's coming out now. Oh gosh. So
Isn't your last name a small s?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. Might be.
Yeah, looking on Google Maps here, I see where you were.
Well, this was the corner. This was out of business when we moved there. But what wasn't out of business was
$2 tree.
Smith's right here. We used to go to that Smith's because we could walk up there until they started having people getting shot and mugged and stabbed and everything else. And Jeff, do you remember about 2.5 years ago there was a young lady that was killed in a check cashing place?
Vaguely, yeah.
That was right here next to Papa John's. They closed it. They closed it down immediately. Oh, interesting. Now he's changed his picture. He's actually got my picture.
Okay, yeah, I see where Smith is on the map right there.
Yeah. So.
Oh, nobody here is bright enough or technical enough to figure out changing pictures, you know.
Well, I'm looking at my picture, and that's not me.
No, well, you know what I mean. We're not bright enough to catch on to those things.
Can I crip walk? No, okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. That mini Grand Prix thing is not too far away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you go straight up Vegas
Vegas
here.
Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the father of my two oldest grandchildren lived on near Agus Drive over.
Well, here's a nursing home right there.
Behind Lowe's over there. Buffalo and Vegas Drive area.
Yeah, this is a nursing home that was affiliated with one of the ones Lorna worked with in California called Life Care.
Okay.
And she could have walked there if she wanted to, but she never went to work there. Which brings back memories.
Now, were you working as a nurse when you lived in Vegas?
No, I wasn't. She was. So we looked at a house next block up. No, yeah, next block up. We actually looked at a house over here in this subdivision. And the lady was from Indiana, and she was like, "Oh, good, we're going to be neighbors. We grew up in Indiana." And I'm like, "No, we're not, lady."
Hey, Ken, since you say there are two Ken Stouts, I tried to send you a message on YouTube, but only one popped up. Did you get it, or did the other Ken Stout get it?
Well, it's going to go into chat, and it's got my name highlighted, and the one that's pretending to be me has, let's check something out here. I'm going to put one of my newfound talents to good use here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my picture, so he's just pulled it off the internet. Congratulations, Ken. We're proud of you. But who asked me? Old asked me, can I crypt walk? No. I tried and tried and tried, but you know what I got down pat? I could walk like an Egyptian, and nobody knew any different.
A horrible song, but okay.
Oh, that was from Saturday Night Live, the skit itself. Did you ever see that?
No, actually not.
Google Saturday Night Live Steve Martin walk like an Egyptian. The skit itself is hilarious. I mean, it's just absolutely hilarious. He ain't pretending, bro. Okay, well. Here you go. Hit me with the 09. Oh, brother. All right. Am I the only one? Blackwatch, have you taken care of any of these for me yet?
I can if it goes too
Yeah,
far.
get rid of you know who.
No, as you
Oh,
know,
it's getting there. So.
Who's the spin doctor with all this?
Did I miss one? Who's EB Bud? Didn't see him come in. He snuck in.
One's spinning than the others. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'll get the one.
Well, I got rid of me and I got rid of old.
No, I'll take care of it.
All right, good.
You want gone or just temporary?
Gone's good.
Gone, okay.
They'll come back in a minute.
Sure they will. And, oh, I still speak German. Good. I'm going to go back over to this. How do it's right there. I think it said, unless it's not letting me add that, unless you got to connect it first, which you don't have to because there's nothing there to connect. The only thing you can do is change the color. That's not what I want to do. I want to add, unless this SVG is not, I know you go to Fusion, and you go to import, which I did, and then you bring in the SVG, which I did, and then I'm going to bring in it again, which is right there, and then I'm going to open it in the Fusion page, but it didn't.
Are the Chinglings still in Chicago? By the way,
And you're asking who?
anybody?
Man.
American. I'm not American.
And the Chinglings are what?
Worse than the Hells Angels.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Yeah. Hells Angels don't go on their turf. Without. Just curious.
Jimmy Jacobs, here we go. Hi, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. What a waste of brain power. Very little there anyway. But.
Yeah, it makes you sometimes. Okay, you make a new fusion compound, and I can't even talk. You go into fusion, you put a background in, it does connect it, then he goes up and what's the next step? I'll show you guys. Oh, he changed it to a white background. That's cool. I'll show you guys something pretty that I find very interesting. Then he goes to import, and he goes to SVG, which is what I done, and he clicks on that, and he goes and finds the SVG folder, but his SVG looks different than my SVG. Is that because it's got to be converted? He double clicked it in the... Okay. So this is interesting. He puts a background node in. He connects the background node to the media out. He changes the color, which I don't know the importance of that. Then he goes... He goes to Fusion, Import, SVG, double clicked it here and it added it in there. Mine is not. Yeah, my first video, well, what he talked about first video, I'll know how legitimate you are if you answer that question. What was my first video? We'll see how this goes.
What do you mean, the kids?
No. I have a video that's pretty close to 13 years old. I'm not going to show it. If he comes back with a legitimate answer, then we'll know he's not someone just goofing around. He's got the time frame right. We'll just see if he's smart enough to figure out what it was. Old Don. Very good. What was the title? He got it right. That's about right. Yeah, that's about right on the views. It was very good. Very good. Yep.
He knows how to scroll a wheel on a channel.
True.
Whoa.
All right, you technical-minded people, help me out. What am I doing wrong here? I'm following along exactly what he did. He goes to import. He goes to SVG. He there's no convert in there. He just double clicked in it and it automatically opened in Fusion. So does that mean this is bad? Oh, you guys are tough. Open in the Fusion page. I tried that. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. All right, I'm gonna have to do that one.
How did you get that? How did you get that to begin with? From Blender?
Yeah, I went over here to Blender and I saved this. I imported this file. All right, I went to edit and then I exported it. File, export, and I did it
When
as
I had to convert, when
SVG.
I had to make had somebody ask me to make a SVG not too long ago, and sent me just a normal picture file, and I just went online converter and converted it, and that seemed to work.
FBX scene. Okay, that's cool. Let's go look at that real quick. Export, because I seen FBX in here somewhere. Maybe I thought I seen that. Yeah, FBX right here. And I want it to go to my E drive, and I still want it to be called that. So I'm going to export the file. Maybe I'm missing a step in there. Is that possible? I'm sure that's all but possible. And then we want to go to FBX scene, and then I'm going to go back. I don't want that. I want to go back to Fusion. Nope. Yeah, this will take. This is going to be an offline. Because if I wasn't on YouTube right now, believe me, I'd be swearing worse than a sailor.
The sailors swear?
Gosh, I don't know. Darn it.
I'm busy in the chat typing.
I seen it. Yeah, I seen it. You know what? Here, we'll solve this problem.
He's gone.
Oh, I'm going to solve the problem. Tony, I agree with what you said. What you sent me on the phone. You're right. You hit the nail right on the head. I don't mind people coming in. Keep it civil. Don't get silly. Don't get stupid, because the results will be we will kick you out. Either myself or one of the moderators. Moderators have my blessing to do whatever they feel is the right thing to do. With the exception of really kicking myself out. But then I was in here today, so I know you guys were confused. Which Ken do I want to kick out? Do I want to kick out this Ken or that Ken? All right, Tony, good night. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.